Hello everybody, it's Uncle Byron. Welcome back to my Outer Stalker with a Twist challenge. It's been proven to be pretty challenging. Don't really see any point in hanging around here, to be honest with you. I want the coal. Cool. Gotta have that. Alright, let's see where we're sitting at for weight.
I'm not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
Believe me, I know, Foo. So, I really don't want to leave any of this stuff. Well, how am I moving? Not great, but not terrible. Get some warming up and some fatigue bufferage. I was going to run through that cave, but I really don't see it being a good idea. Because I'm not overly fast right now. Alright. Trying to calm down on the potty mouth too, if you haven't noticed. That's why I'm a little more mellow. Them wolves, though, they were pissing me off for a while there. Well, my potty mouth went flying a few times with that shit, but hey. I was actually reading online there was like university studies proving that people with potty mouth are more trustworthy. I love it when people ask me a question, like, you know, like how I'm doing, or if I'm in a, you know, whatever situation I'm currently handling. Like everyone has situations, right? And then someone asks me how, and I tell them the truth, and they just look at you all fucked up. It's like, well, don't ask. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know, I'm a straight up person. You ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear. Oh, I'm fine. How are you doing? You know. Well, it's like George Carlin said, maybe I've had 364 frickin' good days and I'm ready for a fucking shitty one, you know? Or however the hell he said it. It's funny. You know? Have a good day. They call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it. I love George Carlin. His comedy was genius because it was true. And, you know, I talk about predictive programming. Everyone that followed Carlin, because he was a hell of a comedian, and I was one of them. I watched George Carlin back when I was a kid, man. He's been around a long frickin' time. Well, obviously he's sadly departed, but yeah, he was speaking the truth on a lot of things. Guy cracks me up. He doesn't have to say anything. I mean, he's such a good comedian. Just his face would make you frickin' laugh. The faces he made. Guy was something. Man, I'd love to party with George Carlin. That would have been badass. Probably would have had to wear adult diapers. I'm just saying. But I bet you that would have been fun. I did, however, get the privilege of riding on a bus to New York with Rodney Dangerfield. A long time. It was like back in the 80s, like 85 or 6. We were going to this charity fundraiser thing, and I knew the bus driver. And I got an invite, and I had to, you know, it wasn't like a sharp dressed event, but you had to be dressed up. You know, you couldn't wear like, you know, t-shirt and jeans. You had to be wearing at least like khakis and a polo or something, you know, or better. And so I just wore like a button-down shirt, you know, opened up on the top, and a nice pair of pants and shoes. And I met Brian Holloway. He was a New England Patriot. I actually got his signature. And so that was a fun event, man. Dangerfield obviously had everyone on the bus, you know, peeing profusely. I mean, it was just, and I was drinking too. So, and then we got there. Do you want to hear something funny? It's like a ritzy event, right? Big, huge house, and it was Brian Holloway's house actually. And you know, I'm waiting for him to pass around. I see him, you know, these giant round trays, and they got like what appeared to be wine or champagne filled up, and they're walking around. It was freaking sparkling grape juice. I was so pissed. I went back out in the bus. It's like, you know what? I'm going out in the bus. I'm just, you know, because out there I had, you know, had beer. I had my cooler full of freaking beer, man. It was a private bus, you know. And it was licensed to do so, so I did it. So the first thing I asked the driver was, am I allowed to bring alcoholic beverages? I said, yeah. You know, it's like, cool. So I make sure I brought my cooler and had my beers and had a good old time. Sparkling frickin' grape juice, right? It's like, you gotta be shitting me, really? Sparkling grape juice. The hell is that? Last time I had that was like frickin' kindergarten, you fools. Yeah, I'm heavy. Grab some coal. You know what I mean? I already got poopy pants. What the hell? I don't give a shit. I'll crawl the fucking coleslaw if I need to. I need this coal. It's like key to our freaking survival right now. Let me tell you. Even just a couple, right? Make a fire. Just use a couple of these. It's kind of the way I'm trying to do it. Sometimes I'll use 3, depending on how, you know, if it's like a full-blown blizzard, you know, I'm outside, I'm gonna do a little overkill. 2 is good, but 3's just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, you know? You know me? Like when you walk across the field. Ugh. I remember this place I went to. It was in New York. It's called Bish Bash or something Falls. And we went out there. It was like it was like, I think like around 10 in the morning. Anyway, somewhere near there was this cave. It was so cool, man. It was like water dripping, but it had the coolest looking colored like rocks and stuff. Salt. I ain't bothered with that crap. 0.55 each. I mean, it was just the coolest looking thing I'd ever seen. Really was. Beautiful, though. The falls, though, was just great. Obviously, the water was ridiculously cold, but I actually, you know, this was far out to New York from where I was in Mass. I ran into like 3 frickin' people I knew there. It's like, who knew it was such a frickin' popular spot, right? I'm hearing people yell, Matt, Matt. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm in the middle of New York somewhere in a frickin' falls and people are yelling my name. I did know a lot of frickin' people back then, though, but still. You know, back in my band days, I knew everybody. Like, everybody in the city knew who I was. And no matter where I went, bumping it, just people I knew. Which was cool. So I knew a lot of people. A lot of musicians, too. And it took me years to get accepted into, I would say, the very talented musician category. Because, you know, when you first start out in music, when, you know, I was in my 20s. Well, started music when I was like in my teens. Well, actually 13, 14, because I was in a drum and bugle corps. And I played bass, drum in a drum line, a percussion line, and then I played bass, baritone, horn. And it was interesting, and I learned quite a bit. And I just, after that, a friend of mine who played guitar, and he was also a really good keyboardist, asked me if I wanted to start playing in a band. I was like, well, I don't really know any, you know, band type instruments. And so I went out and bought a drum set, and that's when I started drumming. And then a friend of mine, you know, years later was doing a cover band, you know, playing like Hendrix and Zeppelin and stuff like that. And I wasn't talented at all, you know, drumming, you know, that talented, Zeppelin and all that shit's pretty, you know, pretty impressive. I mean, they did some Rush stuff too, which, you know, come on now, Neil Peart, you know, that's all you gotta say. But anyway, I learned bass guitar, and the guy, the guitar player showed me the ins and outs of it, and within 6 months I had like a 58 song playlist down, and we started playing out, and it was just really fun. Great memories, man. We partied too. We partied, boy, let me tell you. But we had fun doing it. That's all that really mattered, really. Used to get a lot of hypocrites back then too. Yeah, I'm laying off though. I don't even think I can run if I wanted to. But no, I can't. I don't think so. Great. Now I'm super heavy and look at the wind right directly in my pie hole. See if I can hide against the wall. No, there's no hiding from it. It's right at me, man. Thank God I'm turning up here because this sucks balls. Big, furry, frickin' Ewok balls, man. Frickin' Wookiee balls. Guerrera balls, man. You know what I mean? That frickin' movie, Norbit with Eddie Murphy, that had me so... I'd tell you what, man. Because he played, like, you know, the Asian dude. It's like, oh, wait in the bro roll. Oh, shit. That movie was hysterical. Rasputia. Went down the slide and wrecked the whole damn park. Landed in the pool, and the only thing left in there was some kid sitting in an inner tube, no water. Was drained that whole shit right out. Movie was freaking hysterical. If you watch that and get offended in any way, you're just a freaking idiot. That's what I mean. You know, I grew up in a time where, you know, we called each other names. Everyone razzed each other. We picked on each other's races or you know, ethnicities or whatever, and no one got butthurt. You know, because it was just a joke, right? I mean, look at comedy now. It sucks so bad it ain't funny. Last comedian I watched, I think, was like... well, I like Eddie Murphy. And, obviously, Richard Pryor. I don't know what this is. I'm not answering it, though. It's aired my area code, but I'm pretty sure it's spam. Yeah, I got Metallic for my ringtone. Even though I was a little bit pissed off at them back in the Napster days when they're going to sue Napster because people were downloading their songs for free and those jackasses didn't get none of the royalties, right? And then they threw a fit because some English frickin' perfume company named their perfume Metallica and they sued them. You know, these guys were rich. There was no need for that shit, really. I kind of lost a little respect for them after that. You know, they were loaded. What the hell they care? Someone downloaded some free shit off fucking Napster. I mean, come on. You greedy bastards. I know some people might disagree with my opinion on that, but just from a musician's point of view, I don't care if someone... If I was in a band and I wasn't even famous and people were downloading my shit, I wouldn't care. But go right ahead, man. Can't afford it? Go ahead, download it, you know? And that was the major reason I downloaded a lot of shit off Napster. I couldn't afford to run to the frickin' music store, buy CDs left and right. You know? When I was 17, I had an apartment. I had bills to pay, insurance, you know, rent, lights. To buy food and clothes and, you know. When you're 17 and you're working, you know, mediocre job, even back then, I mean, it was enough to pay the bills. I had a roommate. You know, my girlfriend at the time and my roommate, but my girlfriend was only working part-time and my roommate had a full-time job working at one of the same places I was. And then he worked part-time mornings at a car wash, like, it was like 3 blocks from the house. So he'd walk down there and work there in the mornings, like 3 hours or something. He got like, you know, 15 hours supplemented his other job. So he was like between that one and that one, he'd be at about 65 hours a week.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
You know, because we both had car payments too, so my car payment back then was like 167. I was driving a 1986 Dodge Colt 2-door hatchback. Was black. Cool little car, actually. Had a sunroof. Had a nice stereo in it. It was just a neat little car. Automatic. Most of my vehicles after that, though, were all trucks and they were standard. Like, I had a 79 Chevy C10 with 3 in the tree. You want to really fuck up a millennial? Throw a 3 in the tree at them. They wouldn't even know how to... They'd think it was automatic and couldn't figure out where to, you know... Why is there 3 pedals? You never forget that, you know. In and down was first, up and out was second, straight down from there was third, and then go up to the middle, back, and straight up was reverse. That's how you drive a 3 in a tree. Well, the Chevy, my 79 anyway. I know some of the Fords are the same. But I drove that truck for a long time. I loved that frickin' truck. I only had a 250 straight 6, but that thing had some frickin' snot, let me tell you. It'd get up and boogie. I just had a single barrel carb. But I'll tell you what, those engines were... I mean, that thing... I think my truck had Oh God, I think like well over 300,000 miles on, and it ran like, didn't leak oil, didn't burn oil, and that thing was just a runner. It just flat out ran, just beat the shit out of that. I beat it too. That truck was nice. So I had it painted. Had put a new bed liner box in it. Put new side panels on the bed. I mean, I fixed that whole truck right up. Had a big Chevy bow tie custom painted on the hood, and then on the back of toward the rear taillights on the sides of the bed. And then it had like pinstripes down it. I put in a custom sunroof. And had a nice stereo and some kickers behind the seat. It was pretty cool. It was a nice truck. It was in really good shape. I mean, I bought that. It was like, let's see, that was a 79. And when I got it was like 87. So if you think about it, it wasn't really that old. You know. And I drove it for quite a long time. And you know what the irony of this is? When I sold that truck finally, and I didn't want to, I needed something a little bit different, you know. And a friend of mine had a Toyota with was it R11 or R11 or the really good engine in it, the one that you can put like 1,000,000 miles on. And he was going to sell it to me for $2,000. It didn't have a bed, but the truck itself was in mint condition. I mean, it was like, I think it had 70,000 miles or something on it. And he had a bunch of them because he did like wood delivery and stuff for people. He used to farm. He had acres of land that he bought. He'd farm the trees and cut it up and split it and deliver it and sell it to people. And plus he did like, third home checks and all kinds of weird things. But anyway, he sold me the truck and we built a really cool wooden bed on it, It's custom, used really good pressure treated wood and put lights on it and shit. It was really nice. Did the job. But anyway, that truck ended up going to Florida. And then, years later, I ended up moving to Florida, right? Wouldn't that have been funny if I saw that? Because the truck had such a unique paint job. It was very distinguishable. Really nice. They did a really nice job on that truck. So I brought it to the guy that I wanted to paint. I said, hey, just, what would you charge me for this? And I told him how I wanted the middle silver and then the top like greenish. It was like almost fluorescent green. And then the whole center was like a 3-foot section of it that he wrapped around the front fenders and went right across the whole truck to the back, and it was trimmed out. It was pinstriped and it was really cool looking. I think he charged me like $1,500. And I told him surprise me on the decals and all that. And then he, when I went to pick it up and I saw the bow ties and shit, I was like, man, dude, that's badass. It was just a badass truck. Had a KC light bar with the chrome, the chrome, the big fat chrome tubes that the light bar sat across on the top. You turn that sumbitch on. Let's say someone gave me the high beams. Biggest mistake of your fucking life, dude. Because when I turned that light bar on, I'd blind your ass fucking 2 miles away. That thing was bright as hell. Not cheap either, by the way. I almost paid more for that roll bar than I did the paint job in the truck, to be honest with you. That and the lights. Those fucking things were expensive back then. Because they were real chrome. They were real thick. They were real quality. Not the shit that you use today. And I'm talking good old-fashioned candle power on those babies. I did all the work myself, all the customizations. The bed liner, we sprayed in a bed liner, and then we put the actual hardened bed liner over that. So I didn't have to worry about the bed. I figured I just, put new side panels and floor in there. I was going to, make sure it was protected, and did the underneath. The whole underneath of the truck was done because, mash you have to. 'Cause salt will get you. So I made sure all that got done and missed those days. We had a blast. It's just a rear-wheel drive, though. Which, in the winter, everyone, it's rear-wheel drive, you're going to get stuck. No. You just go down to the town. The town would let you take free sandbags. So I just go down there and get frickin' 6 or 8, 100-pound bags of sand and just throw them right above the axle on the back of that bed. And that truck I never got stuck in. And I just put my beaded snows on it in the winter and kept chains in the back just in case. And, threw the bags of sand back there. Yeah, the front would lift up a little bit, but not too bad. But it was enough, didn't have a tailgate on. I had a ProNet. It was called ProNet, and it just went, I mean, I had the tailgate. I love driving, backing up about the tailgate. It was so cool because with the net on, you could see everything. Plus, it just looked cool. And I also had one of those tonneau covers, the shock, but I ended up selling it because I had it on the truck for a little while, and I don't know. I didn't really like it. It wasn't that truck. I mean, they look really good on certain trucks, just not that truck. I don't know what it was. Just struck me funny. Well, that was a 3 in a tree, boy, and that was something to drive. My father actually is the one who taught me how to drive it because I had no idea. I could drive stick, just not that. I never drove a 3 in a tree, right? So, when we went to pick the truck up, because I was only like 17 at the time, and my father drove me up there. It was like a few towns away. It was about an hour and a half drive. And we drove up there, and he took me out, and we found this giant parking lot that was like old abandoned mall, but the parking lot was empty, and it was huge. So, he showed me the ins and out of it, and I drove around that lot for, I don't know, maybe half an hour or so, just getting used to the feel of the shifting with your hand on the, on the stick on the top. And I drove it home, and I just caught on to it really quick. Like I said, I driven motorcycle since I was, like 10. So shifting shit was not an issue for me. Just 3 in a tree I never drove, so. But he knew how to do it because he had one when he was younger. He had one back in the late 50s when he was a teenager. Well, mid 50s. So he knew all about the 3 in a tree because he'd driven them. So that was nice. It was a nice truck, and I do regret selling it to this frickin' day because, yeah, it was mint condition. It really was. Not saying it would be now, but I didn't want to sell it. I was tortured over it. That Toyota I got, though, man, lasted me a long time. And it was 4-wheel drive. That was the major, benefit of it. Made it so much easier in the snow, Not getting stuck is good. That's for damn sure. All right, let's see where we're at here. I think I got water inside. I don't know if I can't remember. See what how my pots are. Hopefully they're both in here. I'm gonna be mad. I think there's both in here. I don't know. Alright, well, we're running low on food. Do 6, I guess. I gotta, well, let's cook them all, man. Cook it all, man. Now I really got poopy pants. I am, like, shocked that cougar has not come back, man. What the hell's wrong with that dude? Milo, get over here. Dog's being stupid again. Get over there and lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Alright, they're being stupid. I don't know what the hell he's trying to do, but he's ramming into the side of the chair like a frickin' Cujo or something. Yeah, they're here. Figured they would be. Alright, well, let's go ahead. Yeah, that's right, I was cooking moose. Forgot to grab one. My bad. I hate not having one on me. It's a pain in the ass of cans. Is that all I got? Shit, I don't have any wood torn out. That's alright. I don't need to make a ton of water now. Guess I can waste 2 coals on it. It'll give me 2 batches. God, I hate I have to switch this. These still go to default when you click on them. Then if you want to lower it, right? I do. Just saying, come on, devs. Pull head out of ass. Don't make me come smack your asses. Just kidding, I wouldn't smack you guys. Love you. Love you guys, man. Make an awesome game. I tease a lot. It's my job in life, man. Alright, well, there you have it. Boy, my coffees are dwindling, man. That's alright. Shit, I'm pinned to the floor now. There's a freaking shack. I'm gonna get over here and try to get this water put down. Got skillets too. I can cook some. I want to see what foods I can cook. Grab that flour and that oil and shit and put the skillet up there and see what I got's on me. Alright. Oh shit, I was supposed to cook this meat. Damn it. Let me drop this water. See, I get sidetracked, man. My mind is not what it used to be. Let's drop this 20 pounds of frickin' water. Let's cook this. I'm gonna have to waste coal. Pretty sure I grabbed all that wood that was outside. So, oh well. I'll grab more of it. Gotta cook this stuff. It's alright, he needed to pass some time anyway, so. Oh boy. Do one more. I want to cook the rest of the shit if I can. If I have to leave one uncooked, that won't break my heart. Moose meat. Oh yeah, top me up. Top me up, fool. 1-7. Can I do it? Yup. I can, man. I'm not going to grab a torch, but that's fine. Alright. Grab one bottle. Use the cheat meter, 2000. Oh, boy. Okay.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Yeah. That'll light me up a little. Alright, cool. 5, so we'll do 5. 51 degrees, I'll do 5 hours of sleep. Hasn't killed me yet. I did, however, die in this truck one time. Because I didn't pay attention to the fact that my gear was 100% completely soaked. And yeah, so, you know. That's why I went from bothering me to snoring. Freaking weirdo, man. Yeah, here I am, man. All right, well, I'm going to call this one here, guys. Just slept, it's saved. I'll pick up here next time. So until then, guys, please like, comment, subscribe. Say hello, say what's up, give me a thumbs up. Whatever you can do would be greatly appreciated. So see you guys next time. Take care.